Hey everyone, welcome back to JP's Budget Collecting and Cash or Trash on a Sunday night. So yeah, this has been a little bit of a weird weekend, and I want to apologize here real quick because I forgot to share the Cash or Trash thing, and I'm just gonna go and hit that button and then I'll put it back into the background for just a second. There we go. So a little bit of a strange thing. I've been at PlanetCon Friday and Saturday, and then today I just had a bunch of other stuff going on. So there was no whatever report last night. There was no cash or trash at the normal time. We had because Damaris and I were both at PlanetCon and kind of tired, and then one of the other players got sick. We didn't do it. We pushed D&D this week, so we're gonna do cash or trash now. Because I kind of wanted to do it. And we're going to do the whatever report tomorrow night. And then I think I got 2 indie shows this week. So I should be on YouTube a bunch this week. And then at some point, I think I'm going to try to do Alex the Comic Quarter's top 10 that he's been pushing, top 10 first appearances. So at some point, I'm going to try to do that as well. So yeah. But this is Cash or Trash. This is a show where we discuss we're going to put it discuss the hot comics of the week. We look at the Comic Tom Key Collector hottest trending comics of the week and the CBSI hot top 10, and we see what those two lists are doing, and we make predictions sure to go wrong for what's going to happen with those books 6 months from now. So yeah, so I'm going to hop into this chat and then I'll go through what kind of predictions I make here in a second because we got a bunch of people hanging out. We got GT Key, what is going on? Unruly is in the house. Mr. Ren Man, what is going on? Ekits. Good morning from Germany. So it's 3 a.m. there. Oh my goodness. Get some sleep, man. I appreciate you watching, but yeah. Sam, I am. What is happening? Deep House, welcome. It was either do it or not do it this week, so we decided to do it now. Gotta fight the good fight. What is going on? No spoilers, Unruly. No spoilers. So that'll be tomorrow night. Let's see, Dre. What is going on? And I think that's everybody that I see in the chat so far. So my dog is not happy with me because I locked him out, but he was going nuts even before I put him in here. And Eckert's coming through with a super chat. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. That is too kind of you. So you guys know what that means. We're going to get a little... Yes! Did you see that? You see how they reacted in the chat? They loved it. Take that, Bear Island. A little Take That, Bear Island for the super chat. Thank you, sir. Get you some caffeine, as you said, for sure. Coffee is on him. Yes. Thank you. ARN, what is going on? So if anybody is new to this show, what I do is I make predictions of what's going to happen with the hot books of the week over the next 6 months and longer sometimes, but mostly it's over the next 6 months. And I throw them into categories. We got our straight cash homie books I think are going to continue to grow in value. We got our worth it. These are books that I think are going to back up, or that I think are valued about right. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Valued about right. Probably, if you buy them at this price, you're probably doing okay. You should actually maybe gain a little bit, not necessarily a lot, but you're probably doing good to buy them here. I'll be back, kind of the other side of that coin. These are books that you could probably do a little better if you're patient, but this price is not crazy. It's a trap. These books are going to back up 30, 40, 50%. These are books that are definitely going to drop in value, and you would definitely pay off to be patient on. Then our final kind of category are dumpster fires. These are books that are going to back up a ton. We're talking 70, 80%, and we have one of these almost every week. On average, we definitely average more than one of these a week when we do the look back show. And then we'll occasionally throw in a come on, man, like what, why, what? Or, does it matter what your name is when we go after characters that no one really cares about? We know we don't. And then there might be some other stuff I throw in there occasionally too. So that is our list of how we categorize these. Let me catch up on this chat a little bit. Let's see. We had RN Sam saying it never gets old to make fun of Bear Island. John's what is going on? He's saying he hopes someone feels good. Let me say me. I'm just tired. Just long weekend at the con. I'm just tired, and this I could do, but I didn't have to prep for D&D, so I kind of cheated. Yeah, I'd already done the prep for this. So Jesse, what is going on? First man of the night. He beat Unruly to the first man of the night. Unruly, you slacker. What is going on? TJ? I am live right now. I'm always live at 8 o'clock on a Sunday for something, D&D, whatever report, something. I try to go live here all the time. All right, let's see. Yeah, so I think I've got to shout out everybody again. So let's get into this list. First up, 18 books. Half of them are Thor trailer related. 9 of the books are Thor trailer related. So a lot to discuss there. We'll see. I don't know. First up, we got Dead Boy Detectives. This is the first solo series of this one, and supposedly there's an HBO Max series coming, kind of as a follow-up, split off from the Sandman universe. Even though the Sandman show is not on HBO Max, right? Am I forgetting that, right? Is Sandman going to be on HBO Max? Anyway, this is going to be on HBO Max. This was originally announced way back, but I guess it got mentioned again back in like the fall. This news kind of came out. So now, not their first appearance, but their first solo series is up to $10 to $25. This is super easy. This is a good comment here. Never heard of this book, even though it's only 10 to 25. You've never heard of this character, never heard of or cared. Probably that will continue. Non-thriller. Yeah. So this one's easy. It's a show that's supposed to be coming at some point with no timeline currently. It's no. Oh, I got a comment on the front of it. Hang on. Yeah, Sandman's on Netflix. That's what I thought. So yeah. But this is coming to HBO Max, but this is an I'll be back. We don't even know what the timeline is on this. Next, speaking of Sandman, there's Sandman number 5. First appearance of Merv, the pumpkin-head janitor. I've yet to read Sandman. That's one of the stories we're going to be doing in season 3 of the indie show. So I don't know who Merv is, but apparently Merv is a very popular character. And we got confirmation this week that he will be showing up in the Sandman show, and that they will have not yet disclosed who the voice actor is going to be for Merv. So this book jumped up to a $35 book. According to every Sandman is worth owning. So, hey, Black Knight, what's going on? So this jumped up to a $35 book on average this week for raw copies. My thought on this is, again, though, it's probably an I'll be back. The show, season 1's about to drop, and it's a Netflix show, which means it's all going to drop at once, which means the lifespan on that is going to be pretty short on when it actually affects books. And then we'll go into another cycle waiting for another season. So yeah, 6 months from now, you could probably do better, unless Merv is just a huge breakout superstar of the show. I'm going to guess, yeah, you got time. Merv's a good character, but I still don't think there's any reason to buy it right now with news that he's going to be a part of the show. I feel like the show was already supposed to drop. It's got to be dropping soon, right? Does anybody know? I'm curious. If you guys know in the chat, I thought it was supposed to drop this spring, like in March, and it hasn't dropped yet. At least not that I know of, unless I totally missed it. So yeah. So that is Sandman number 5. With that, we're going to move into covers. We have 6 of those, then 1 DC related book before we move into Thor. It's just crazy. Thor dominated this week. We got the secret story of the war on weed. This variant came out this week, 420. They got their own holiday. This Scott Koblish 1 in 25 variant is going for $100. That's quadruple ratio. Something tells me there's going to be an audience for this book forever. Unruly's got his hands up like, we don't know when it's coming. No new updates on the show, so we don't know when it's coming. Okay, well, then I could be wrong on that, just timing-wise. But this is a weird thing. 4 times and a 1 in 25 usually means pretty good. Plus, just the nature of the audience targeted for this. I feel like there's a pretty good chance that this actually holds. It becomes at least this at 100. I feel like there's a good chance that's going to happen. And I probably should click off of this because otherwise I'll get demonetized, but it's just a comic book. But anyway, I'm thinking this is probably going to end up being worth it, that it's going to hold. Not the kind of book for everyone, but I think there's enough of an audience. Discovery Channel is. They have not announced a date yet. I thought they had announced a date. That jumped on me, but okay. I just got a book. Save you the read. Read for madness in the 30s. We're in the perception of weed for decades. Yeah. RN saying it's a trap. All right. Well, we'll see. I could be wrong on this. I could be overly thinking on this one by saying worth it. For sure. But it is following the 1 in 25 rules, plus following that it has kind of a secondary audience, is what puts me on the worth it train. Speaking of 1 in 25, or no, the 1 in 100. Last week this was a 2 to 300, and I said probably worth it. This week it's up to 3 to 360 or 3 to 350. Usually, if a 1 in 100 gets this far, they usually stay pretty steady. So I'm going to guess that I was wrong last week when I said worth it, and it was probably straight cash last week, and it's actually probably worth it now. I feel like it's gonna settle probably in here somewhere. Maybe I was right last week, and this week it should be I'll be back. But the fact that it got to 350 already makes me think that it's probably also going to be worth it. I said that last week about this when I say it again. And really loves this cover. Blue Collar Dan saying nope. I don't know if that was about the last one or this one. I think there's a bigger crossover of that audience, those audiences than you think, but I could be wrong. It's a pretty sweet cover. Yeah, no way I'm getting it. Blue Collar saying peaked. I think we're getting close to the peak here at 350. Now the question is, how well will it hold? My guess is it holds in this range. So I'm going to still say worth it, but we'll see. So yeah, those are 2 straight books I said worth it. You guys are going to be like, what the heck? JP must be tired. Beautiful. That book is fire, going up more. And TJ saying I'm underestimating. So there you go. Next. Sozamaki is back again, the third of her 4 Catwoman 1 in 25 to actually hit the list. I think only one of them has not. I didn't find this one to be that special, and it's going 40 to 60, right around double ratio, which to me tells you everything you need to know. I think the first one's going to be the one that holds if any of them do, or maybe the next one with Harley added in. But this is an I'll be back. Just following the rules, following the fact that it's no longer her first cover of this. It's actually the 4th cover that she's done. I don't think it's quite anything necessarily as special as the first one. It's just her style at this point. My guess is it's sitting right around double ratio. My guess is it settles between ratio and double. Deep House loves this cover, though. Yeah. Yeah. Well, they got the Call on the A covers right now. They got Frisian on the B covers. They got and Sozamaki on the 125s. The Catwoman covers right now are fire. So it is the Call, right? I think that's right. I could be wrong on who's doing the A cover. I thought that was him. So anyway, just following the rules, following the fact that this is no longer like her first cover. This is an I'll be back for sure. Most likely going to settle between ratio and double, which is pretty typical for something setting right around double ratio at the release. Next, we got a Peach Momoko back on the list. Okay, you guys wanted my rant. This is probably the closest you're going to get to one tonight, I think. Yeah, this is the closest you're going to get to a rant tonight. So this is the free comic book day. A, why is this out already? B, why the hell is there a 1 in 1,000 of a free comic book day month? That is just a pure money grab, torture the speculators move by Marvel. I mean, CGC Bargain Bin. 2 years. Nice cover kits. Okay, covers are nice. Yeah. Oh, that read book last week. Better hope it was slow burn because it was man. Oh, not liking that thing. Gets a second print. Overexposed Momoko. Peach Fomoko, man. Yeah. But why are we getting a 1 in 1,000 of a free comic book day book? That's just frustrating. The whole point is supposed to be giving stuff away free so people get pulled in. And instead, we're doing this spec crap on a free comic book day thing. So there's your rant. This 1 in 1,000 is going for 380. It's not even ratio. Mind you, it's a free book. 380 is a ton. I still would put this. I almost put this as a trap. I don't think so. I guess it depends on what the overall print is of this. It's going to be a pretty high print, even for a 1 in 1,000, but not every shop will get one. I still putting it as an I'll be back and not a trap. I almost put this as a trap. I could be being too generous. I may be tired and too generous tonight. That may be the case. But I'm putting this as an I'll be back. I do actually like this Momoko. I don't like all the Momokos. I do kind of think this one's fun with Jean and Magneto and Captain Marvel and Captain America. And I assume that's one of the Eternals guys. I don't know who that guy is on her shoulder there. But it's kind of a fun cover. But yeah, no. I'll be back. Yeah, her next two are better. I do. Blade's daughter on the cover. Okay. Are they they all not a money grab? This is true, DJ. This is true. Yeah. Yeah, the retailers actually still pay for the free comic book days. That is correct. So you should buy stuff and not just go take free comic book day books because they're still having to pay for those. They're not free to the retailers. They're like 20, like you said, they're like 25 cents. So if you go in and take advantage of free comic book day, at least buy a trade or something. Spend a little money. Yeah, it's free, but then again, it isn't. Sergeant Rock on her shoulder. Well, it's supposed to be Avengers, X-Men, Eternals, Judgment Day is the name of the book, and then it's free comic book day book. So I don't know. All right, next. Keep moving. Spider-Gwen, Gwenverse number 2. Another Peach Momoko. This is the 1 in 100 design variant for Gwenverine, I guess. This is supposed to be Gwenverine. At this point, the Gwen as other characters thing has completely jumped the shark. I bought. Whoa! I did something weird there. I bought a Funk. What is going on? I actually pre-ordered issues 1, 2, and 3. I read issue 3. Issue 2 has come. I have no desire to even read issue 2. Issue 1 was so terrible of this. This whole thing. They did Gwenpool. They did Spider-Gwen. Spider-Gwen's cool. Gwenpool's kind of fun. Now we're getting Gwen everything. This is dumb. This is dumb. The shark done been jumped. Yes, the shark has been jumped. What are we doing? Here you go. Here's the rant. Come on. Stop it, Marvel. Stop it. It's just, yeah. I think most sharks have been jumped down. Yeah. Cash grab. Gwentastic Four. There's Gwen Thor. There's Gwen. There's all of them. It's Gwen everything. Gwen all the time. All 4 members are going to be Gwen. Yeah. Gwen Man. Gwen Man. At least she does have the brooding Wolverine face. This is true. She does look shorter there too. Like, so maybe that Tomb of Dracula. Yeah, Gwenverine. I don't know if this is actually calling this Gwenverine. I call it Gwenverine. I have no idea. Next, we're gonna move on. This is dumb. I put this as what's it going? It's going for this 1 in 100 is going for 125, which is not even close to double ratio on a 1 in 100. That is absolutely makes this, in my opinion. And the story sucks, which means most of these we won't see again. It makes it a trap. It's a trap for sure. Yeah. Jessica Benbring, Gwen Donald. Okay, next. 3rd week in a row. So it sort of came out of the gate. This 1 in 50 was not when they first did the list that first week, it was still under double ratio. And I was like, that's not a good sign. And everybody's like, oh, and then I got comments afterward, it's way over double ratio. And I was like, all right. So last week it was between double and triple ratio, or about triple ratio at 150. Now it's 160 to 200. So it's been sort of a slow build on this thing. Not really a slow build, but like over 3 weeks, you don't usually see a variant last for 3 weeks on this list and continue to climb for 3 weeks. And really snoozing. Mr. Raymond, I think I definitely was wrong in my assessment for the week one, that it was an I'll be back then. I think I put it as an I'll be back last week. No, last week I think I put it as I put it as a trap. So at 50 to 90, I called it an I'll be back. Last week at 140 plus, I called it a trap. This week at 160 to 200, I'm changing my tune a little bit. I think I was wrong at the 50 to 90. I think I was wrong at the 140, but I think we're probably overshot where it's at this point. I continue to be a doubter, I guess. I'm putting it as an I'll be back, which is better than what I thought it was going to be the last couple of weeks, because an I'll be back at 160 to 200 means you're sitting around 140, 150. It's going to be, in there, but I don't get it. I really just don't get it. Yeah, I have not called it. Yeah, it's not even really a punk rock cover. He's got like bubble gum, and I don't know. I don't get it. Because I stay strong as a trap. Maybe I should, but TJ taking shots at George. I don't even think George is in here to defend himself. People do collect bubblegum covers. Yeah, probably. I don't know. I'm backing off my doubts of this book a little bit. I'm still calling it an I'll be back. Maybe I should stick with the trap. We'll see. I could definitely be wrong here. Calling Bubba Rock. Hey Kenneth, what is going on? Yeah, we got a night version of the show going tonight. I'm pretty tired, but we're still mini ranting. Delphia, what is going on? The amazing Delphia. She needs to tune in tomorrow if she can catch it, because something her and Kachung sent me sort of pays off in another way in part of my haul from Comic-Con. I'll explain that tomorrow night on the Whatever Report. So when I'm giving my recap of my PlanetCon haul. Next we got last of our covers. Or no, that was the last of our covers. This is our DC book, one DC book. Wonder Twins #1, first solo series. This hits the list again because there's a show coming. Rant and roll, yes. I don't know. I have no idea where they're going with the Wakanda stuff. There's been a lot of issues with that. So this hit the list back in February because we got news that they're making a Wonder Twins movie or a show for HBO Max. I think it's a show. So raw copies back then jumped all the way up to $35, but there were basically no copies of this CGC at that point. So it hits the list again this week because the CGC 9.8 went for $400. There's only 5 of them currently on the census. So it went for $400, which is stupid. Raw copies are only going now. February, they were $35 when the news broke. Now they're 10 to 15. You guys have been waiting for the dumpster fire. Whoever paid $400 for 9.8 of this? Foolish mortal. Like, no, what are we doing? I mean, it's not even their first appearance. And yeah, I get there's not very many 9.8s yet. It's only because people haven't sent them in. As soon as some of them start coming back from the February thing, there's going to be a bunch of them, and they're not going to go for $400. They are not. Yeah, 5 now, 1,000 tomorrow. Yes. Really. Yeah, I mean, like I could get, if you're paying 10 to 15, that's a best case somewhere between $100 and $200 9.8, depending on what's going on with the book. Not $400. That's nuts. Yeah. Oh, I don't know what the thing is. I think that's the monkey. I think that's what's the damn monkey's name? Yeah, that's the monkey. I don't know what the monkey's name is. I don't know. I really don't know. I wish I did because I'd like to have some of it because I could spend it on good stuff. All right. The rest of the way is all Thor Love and Thunder trailer. 9 books. So here we go. First appearance of Korg. Raws are up to $30. This book hasn't moved before now. Movie's coming in July. So we're in April. So May, into April. So into May, into June, into July, into August, into September, into October. So we're going to be about 3+ months, 3.5 months removed when we get to the 6-month mark. This is I'll be back. This book is never sustained. Korg is worth a little bit. I will say the pattern I see though with all of these books, which I thought was funny, are funny in that different than what we typically get. And I'm going to lay this out at the top because it's very consistent across all of these books. Is they sold a lot of copies of all of these Thor books this week. The prices really didn't move much. They bumped a little bit from where they were, but they were basically the values they've been around. What they bumped to was basically the values they've been off and on up to and around anyway. They did not spike a lot of these books through the roof of where they had been before. Right? He's fun. And I don't think he really resembles the comic book version, but I don't actually know. But yeah, there's nowhere going with this. Oh geez, I can believe it. People are do some research. Gleep, yeah, there you go. Thor's Day, yes, it is definitely Thor's Day today. No enters in his first appearance. Yeah. So anyway, first appearance of the Korg. This is an I'll be back. He's never been able to sustain this book or hold this book at high values. Raws for $30. You can do better. I would be patient. He's made multiple appearances at this point and never held the book. Next, Thor God of Thunder #1. So I guess in the scene, if you're looking in the background of the scene where she grabs the hammer, there appears to be like some black shapes fighting the people back there. So people think those are the black berserkers that work for Gore or that are kind of his minions. So this is the first appearance of those and the first mention of Gore's name. He wasn't in the trailer. So raw copies of this jumped up a little bit, a $15 book, a 9.8 for 150. Another I'll be back. These are going to be like side villain. I mean, like henchmen of the villain in a Marvel movie. Those don't hold value. They just don't. I'll be back for sure. Even though the values again haven't really changed that much. There's a 60-day price guarantee. Oh geez. Alan is not happy with CGC, which at times CGC is the grading whole thing with grading. TJ's gonna get mad at me, but like at times it's TJ. I mean, it has its benefits. It has definitely downfalls, and I don't know. Yeah. Rubik art. Oh my gosh, yes. I've totally lost my train of thought. I don't know where I was going with any of that, but anyway, there's Thor. There's God of Thunder #1. That's an I'll be back. Next, Thor #2. First appearance of Gore. He's right there on the cover, right there. There he is. We did not see him in the trailer. I know people are worried a little bit about what he's going to look like based on a toy release. I am not. I think they'll make it look fine. This book basically didn't really move prices though this week. Just lots of sales. Raw 220, 9.8 500, which is still less than like last summer when we got the news that Bale was playing Gore. They were up to like $700-800 back then for 9.8. So again, another book that sold a lot of copies but really didn't move the value. I'm still putting this as an I'll be back, but like you could almost just argue worth it. I feel like these books are going to probably stay in this range. They've been in this range for a while, but move away from the movie, less thought about them. Probably I'll be back is actually the more accurate price or the more accurate statement on it. It's just interesting that they didn't. Typically, the trailer comes and the books jump. These didn't. I feel like the market got flooded with lots of copies. Like enough people had anticipated this that yeah, even though there were lots of sales, there was enough volume coming onto the market that it really held the prices on these. So it was an interesting thing that you don't typically see in reaction to Marvel stuff. Lots of sales, which is always the case, but not the trailer spike that you normally see. Um, I hope Gore's not a one and done. I feel like he could be more than that. I'd hate that they use Christian Bale for a one and done character, but we'll see. We will see. He is correct. They did not hold overall. So if Gore's a one and done, he definitely will not hold. It's definitely an I'll be back in that case. All right. I could see maybe right before the movie or right as the movie comes out, you can maybe do better than you're doing right now, particularly if it's really good. Next, got a Thunder 20. Oh, I gotta scroll over here. Got a Thunder 25. Um, Cameo of Jane. So basically, what's going on here is first cameo, second cameo, depending on how you want to think about it. Basically, there's a prophecy. It shows an image of a female Thor at the end of this book. So she does make a cameo kind of appearance here. So this book is going for $50 raw. This has been a $30 to $50 book forever on a raw side. Again, lots of sales, hasn't really moved. I'm going to say this one probably stays about worth it just because maybe this should be an I'll be back because maybe it'll be the 30 to 50 again. I put this as the only one I put worth it. Actually, this only one of two of these that I put is worth it. Everything else I put is backing up just because I feel like this book has been sitting right here forever. But it didn't really move the value. Um, so we'll see. I could be wrong there. Next, we have what they're maybe the first cameo. This one's weird to me. There's a Gwen and a Thor that are at a Halloween costume party. People in costume. They don't even claim it's them. They just claim somebody wearing the costumes. 45.50, 9.8 are going for 200. It's such a weird little cameo. I put this as an I'll be back though. This is the one like Jane Foster book I don't actually or the one Thor Jane Foster Thor book I don't have because it really just yeah, not this book again. I'm kind of like, whatever. Yeah, that was me. I have them because this is kind of stupid spec. But I get why it's people playing the game. I get it, but it's yeah, to me, this is the it's I don't have it. I have almost all the others here that we're talking about. So there you go. It's stretch. Yeah, dear Lord, when we come to it. Yeah. I mean, they're seen in costume. The costumes are accurate. It's just they don't even say it. They claim it's not them. It's just Halloween but yeah, TJ's like dumpster fire. I don't think it's gonna be a dumpster fire. I think it'll be an I'll be back, maybe a trap, but I don't think it'll be a dumpster fire. We'll see. Next, Thor number one. right there. Um, first Janus Thor, third cameo. I don't know what you want to call it. She's on the cover of all of these, literally. So she's definitely on the cover. This is the book people want, and people have decided it's for the most part, the market has decided it's the first Jane. Because the cover, I've talked about this before when the 180, 181 debate. It's the cover always. So she's just right at the end, picking up the hammer. But this was interesting. I sold a copy of this. I had three 9.8s. I sold a copy, my third copy back to fund that NYX that I bought back in November, December for $325 right at the beginning of December. I sold, it's backed up, it's boxed up. It's going same price. It didn't move with the trailer drop. It didn't move. They sold a ton of copies. Now it backed up a little bit. It was more 250 to 300, and now it's 300 to 350 is where it's selling, but it's the same price. It didn't move. I was stunned. I really thought it would jump up to 4 to 5. Didn't do it. And I think now at this point it's going to be an I'll be back. I think we're going to get more. I don't think Natalie Portman. Anyway, I don't think she's. I can't speak. I don't think she signed on for a one and done. We'll see. How well I'm saying unload after second trailer. I just thought it was interesting. It's not that I'm regretting it. I thought it was interesting because I thought, oh, I sold that book too soon, but I needed to pay for something else, and then I ended up getting the same price at the trailer drop. So it was just kind of funny. So there you go. Come across 6 copies of Thor. That's very nice. Closer to oh, interesting. Yeah, for sure. I've always been a huge Natalie Portman fan. So yeah, I think, but again, I think this is an I'll be back. You're gonna be past the movie, even if we're gonna get more Jane. Just look at all the other things going on with Marvel. It's an I'll be back. First full appearance of Jane as Thor. Apparently, maybe, possibly, I don't know. This is the other book people love. This one actually did bump a little bit. 9.8 of this had been sitting 150ish. They're back up to 200 where they'd been previously. Raws are back to 40. So this had been down from what it had been. So it's back up to where it had been like in the fall and stuff. Again, I'm putting this probably in I'll be back. Well, her acting and everything else, I think that has to do more with what she's given. Because her acting and other things clearly shows she can act. So I think it has to do with what she's given. All right, it's a trap. Bit part in a movie. I don't think she didn't sign on for a bit part. I think there's gonna be more than a bit. Like, because she wasn't coming back. She told him she wasn't coming back. Unless it was something more than just her being the girlfriend or the damsel in distress. She wasn't coming back for that. And when her contract was up, after Thor 2, she was like, no, I'm not signing on for more. And so they clearly tempted her with more than just a bit part. Now, that doesn't mean it's not going to be an I'll be back, that they're not going to drop after the movie comes and goes, because they probably are. Yeah. Black Swan. She's had several good ones. So Black Swan is definitely out there, but yeah. Next, more Thor. Thor number 8, where we actually learned that it's Jane Foster that's the female Thor. So we don't learn till issue 8. This is the other one I put is worth it because it's 15 to 20, 9.8 going for 120. Literally what this book has been doing constantly for about 2 years. Like, even before or around the time that she was at the she walked out on stage and picked up the hammer a few years ago. Like, that's what this book was going for. It's still going for the same price. It's just lots of sales. There was no price bump. So that's why I put this as worth it. Like, the lack of a price bump here on a book that's literally, because I've been watching this book forever because I keep wanting to pick up 2 copies. 15 to 20, 9.8, 100 to 120. That's the price of this book. It has been forever. So yeah. Oh yeah, I love that cover. It's back there too. I have it signed by Jason Aaron. So there you go. She is freaking tiny, but yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I think I expect it'll be good, but I like Taika. If you don't like Taika stuff, then maybe not. You might not like it. But if they do the character stuff, I'm a big fan. You guys see the books behind me. I'm a huge fan of Jane. I'm a huge fan of Natalie Portman. I'm looking forward to it. So maybe I'm a sucker, but there you go. But I got all my books pre her walking on stage for the most part. A few of them I didn't, but I've been picking my spots for the ones I needed after that. So next, last book, finally. The other first appearance of Jane is Thor, or Thor it is, What If 10. This is clearly the biggest book here from 78. Raw copies averaging 165. That's so hard to judge on the 78 book because the range of price on that is going to be crazy. 9.8 hit just under $1,400 with $1,390. She did have like basic, and she said she's worked out like never before. She looked jack, for sure. Well, one of these, I literally got like for $2. So that tells you where, I was ahead of the curve on most of those. I own this one. That was a gift from Daymares. It's fourth one in line there. So there you go. But yeah, I also think this is an I'll be back. I think for the most part, all these Thor things, I'm giving you the same advice I'd give you on any Marvel movie. The trailer is out. The movie's going to be out multiple months before we do the look back. 6 months from now, these are all I'll be back because we'll be moved on to the next thing. And that's just the way it works with these Marvel things. Don't buy on the trailer. Don't buy on the movie. Wait till after or before. Yeah. They can be great books, and they're still going to be I'll be back. That's just the nature of the beast. Tales of Suspense 52, First Black Widow. That book is down from what it was a year ago. Not just because of the movie thing, but because she's out of the MCU. Like, the book is down. Like, all these books, and that's a book that's never going to, like, drop crazy, but it's down a little bit. Like, all of these books drop. All the Hawkeye stuff has dropped already. All the... basically all the shows last year, all of it has dropped. All the movies. Heck, Doctor Strange stuff, like the Illuminati stuff, had already dropped from the trailer before we got to the movie. Patience on these things. Once there's an announcement made, it's all about patience and picking your spots. So with that, I'm at 42 minutes, which is usually what I do here. I'm going to wrap this up real quick. I want to thank you guys for hanging out on a Sunday night. I appreciate it with me doing kind of an odd time. Just the way my weekend worked out. So no D&D tonight, obviously, because we'll be playing right now. So we'll get back to that next week. Whatever report, I'm going to do my PlanetCon recap tomorrow night. Tuesday night, we're supposed to be doing Black Hammer. So the indie show will be back. Thursday night, we're supposed to be doing Usagi. Fingers crossed. And maybe I'll try to finally get in Alex's top 10. I'll do another top 10 thing and do his top 10 first appearances. So maybe I'll do that this week. I don't know. We'll see if I get time to get that made or if I just go live with it. I was probably going to pre-record it though. So anyway, good times. Hey, Fritzies. Oh, clicked on and off of you. Thank you, Jay Bonilla. Yeah. You guys are awesome. I appreciate it. Extra one. Under 20. They all dropped. That's why there's long-term holding. Yep. So thank you all. You guys are amazing. And I hope you had a wonderful weekend. And I hope you have a good week at work. And we will catch you next weekend or tomorrow night if you're around. So later. Maybe if I can find the right thing and I can't find it. And I'm all over the place. And yeah, scattered. Bye.